My name is Whitney Manny. I'm a fashion and textile designer based in Kansas City, Missouri. And I'm the head designer and owner of Whitney Manny Fashion and Textiles, and I'm making about $40,000 a year. So I have technically been full-time for the last 2 years, which has been amazing. And right now for 2022, when I'm looking back at my percentages, production was my biggest percentage. So that was 42.5% of my income for 2022. And that involves me being like a wardrobe designer, stylist, working costume, prop fabrication, and these are for like national commercials. We then go into retail. People going to whitneymanny.com and then also shopping directly with me in person at pop-up shops or if they set up appointments to come to my studio. And that is at 24.2% for the year of 2022. My product offerings range, and that is really because I want people to have a chance to be a part of this culture. So things can range anywhere from like the earrings starting at like $25 to like one of my convertible motorcycle jackets is $490. And it is made to order, handmade, textiles, made from scratch right here in this studio. We then go into freelance services, which include sometimes graphic design, textile design services, things like that, or just anything that just doesn't fall into those other two categories. That is 10.4%. Wholesale is 8.1%. Teaching, 7.7%. And then content creator, 7.2%. The things that I can always count on: studio rent, and I have an amazing opportunity with the space that I'm at right now. The church that I rent from, they will have to force me to move out of here. I pay for my website yearly, my convertkit subscription, my Adobe subscriptions. Those are like the numbers that are set and I know are gonna come in. But a lot of times I like to try to budget my expenses around the project, so it's project-based. I try to, as much as possible, sit down and be like, this is what I need to get for this project. This is what I know I'm gonna price it retail-wise. Like right now I'm working on a collaboration and sitting there and doing the COGS for like, what is this gonna cost me per bag? And then that's gonna help me price it for retail and wholesale. But it's like, I have to take into account my expenses are gonna look a little bit different, a little higher this month than they will, the previous month or even next month. It just all kind of depends because I'm operating, based on project and based on collections. People find me a few different ways, whether that's some good old Googling. I work really, really hard on SEO for my website for people to pick up on different keywords and end up at whitneymanny.com. Also the same with social platforms, so that way they get that general knowledge that I exist. Also just being present in any form of media that I can with the press. So I would say those are my top 3 entry points to WM. From there, people usually end up on one of my social platforms to learn more about me, and then I notice they end up at Shop WM online, and then it kind of goes from there. Sometimes people just follow me on those platforms. Sometimes they sign up for the newsletter. And I see them look around, hang out for a little bit before they make that purchase because WM is an investment. So people do need a little bit of time to think about it, and I respect that. From there, it's like they usually do like a smaller purchase first, and so that's why I really love accessories, because I think it's a great way for people to kind of be introduced to my work on a smaller scale. So whether it's like a little handbag, a clutch, or a pair of earrings, they get it. They know the quality, the speed at which my work can get from here to their doorstep. And then from there, it's like, okay, I noticed it's like, it'll start with a pair of earrings, it'll then go to a bag, and then now we're getting a t-shirt, and then now we're getting a dress, or we're getting a leather fanny pack, something that is a bit more substantial. I also have clients getting custom work, especially my people who are in Kansas City, Missouri, and close to me. They're wanting to just skip all of that and come straight to studio, shop what I have on my racks, or get their measurements and get something custom made. Being a part of production work is something that genuinely fell into my lap. My first experience was me being talent. I guess the directors in the production company had fun and they thought I was a cool person and talented, and they just genuinely asked have I ever been interested in wardrobe and costume design and styling? Would I want to give it a try? And of course I said yes. That was just a good, pure example of being yourself and, showing up and showing out, kind of helping you find something new within your industry. And the more jobs that I do, the more I'm able to build my portfolio, the more I'm able to build my name and network on sets, because we're all freelance and it's not like each production company has set people. Like, we all kind of work where we can and where we want to. And so if I work with a certain amount of people, they're like, oh, I worked with Whitney on this other shoot for wardrobe. Like, you need a wardrobe person? Let me refer you. And it really just is a word of mouth kind of thing. When I do production work, it's like I have a day rate. Mine is around $650. Whenever I'm able to hire my assistant with me, it's like I know her day rate is around $300. And the more complicated the job, the more days. And there has been some shoots where it's like, this is a lot of work and I am more than deserving of this check that is on the way. It really is a good chunk of change because I can use that to take care of myself personally, but then also reinvest into whatever I need for studio. The lesson that I wish I would have got a hold of sooner was to not be scared of investing money. Sometimes when you're an artist, it's like, once you get it, you like, I don't know when it's gonna come back. And so I like to, just as an affirmation for myself, circulation is the theme of my studio practice. Anything that goes out is gonna come back in here tenfold and it's gonna be okay. But I have to go ahead and spend that money, even if it's something as simple as a roll of pattern paper or something like getting my machines serviced and being okay with that $150 per machine cost. And I got a lot of machines. But if I don't pay to get this service, I'm not gonna have a machine. If I don't have a machine, I'm not working. And if I'm not working, it's just like, from there, it's going tumbling down. And so not being afraid to invest the money where I need to, but also knowing that I have enough good sense and enough intuition to go ahead and trust myself on what's gonna make sense for my studio. Because I can't really grow without making those types of investments.